I can hear the dog coming up the square, whisper in my ear, I know you're in there. Jeff, I love your video that you thank you for drinking things I don't have to. This would be a lot easier if, oh, there we go. Mary, hello. What's up, Mary? Can you see the cat on my shoulder? I can't tell because one of my computers here is dead. Nimbus knocked it off the desk and killed it. She's very good at killing computers. What's this? Two? Two kills you have? You smug little booger. Supplement something. I ate pizza and cheese. Now my farts and burps sound like speakers at a heavy metal concert. Okay. Unified. Hello, hello. Ah, Kitty. You use Linux? No, this is not Linux. Now, one of these PCs, as I say, Nimbus knocked it off the desk, and it looks like it disconnected the hard drive because the hard drive light is not coming on. I just want you to start, you piece of garbage. Jeff, do you like your new job any better? No. Unified, try Linux Mint. It's way better than the shady Windows. Yeah, but isn't it a lot harder to install programs on Linux Mint? Jenny Clavenger. Cats get away with anything because they're cute. Mm. Everything and anything a chap can unload is sold by the barrel on Portobello Road. Unified, no way. Now it's very easy and seamless. Again, dude, open source programs tend to be like 99% of what I want, but that 10%. I mean, somewhere I've got a Linux flash drive that I could probably boot this thing up with, but I also have a Windows drive somewhere that I could boot this thing up with. So, not a big thing either way. Unified, are you a computer science guy? No, I do rendering for YouTube, obviously. I mean, to be completely honest with you, dude, I have uh, 4 PCs, not including this dead one here, and 1 Chromebook and 4 Macs. So, a pretty solid range of computers, actually, but I don't use them all. They're not all set up. For those of you that are wondering, this is I'm back to the 64-hour weeks. So, I mean, I don't work 64 hours. I work way more than that. But this is the end of the long shift. Um, I was in work at 5 p.m. yesterday, and I got home at like 6 o'clock today. So I was away from my house for 25 hours. Oh, come on! I'm a one-way motorway. Memory the fisherman. Hi, everyone. What's up, Memory? I know I'm hard to see at the moment, but if it makes you feel any better, it's also hard for me to see comments. So yeah, I feel so very tired. And then I came in here and said, "Well, I mean, my viewers deserve a video." Memory the fisherman. I've been trying to stay warm when it's 5 degrees out. Are you ice fishing again? Timestamp. I'm a street light shining, lighting up the boulevard. For any of you who are new to this channel, I generally do a lot of singing when um, there's not a lot of talking. These live streams tend to be very user generated. Unfortunately, with one of my laptops out here, I can't. Uh, I can't look up lyrics, which is something I do. Do you ever sing a song for years and then like actually look it up and then you finally learn the lyrics? I had that experience with that "Come to My Window." Come to my window, crawl in, wait by the light of the moon. Come to my window, I'll be home soon. I always thought it was "come there." Come to my window, come there, wait by the light of the moon. But it's "crawl in, wait by the light of the moon." And then there's that one song, God Money. And because of a episode of Beavis and Butthead, believe it or not, people thought it was Mistress Cora because there was a Mistress Cora character. And if you listen to it, it's like, bow down before the one you serve. But it could also be, bow down to Cora, the one you serve. You're going to get what you deserve. And it's like, the line from Beavis and Butthead was like, who do you worship? Mistress Cora was it's like, I remember there was a guy named Frankie who used to call people Mistress Cora as an insult. Memory, yes, that song. I drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. Good old boys were drinking whiskey and rye, singing, "This'll be the day that I die." The Day the Music Died, I believe it's by Simon and Garfunkel, who originally recorded as Tom and Jerry, I believe. Bye, bye, Miss American, bye. Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. There is a cat trying to get in this room. Slybuster, Don McLean. Timestamp. The Uncle Cracker song, Drift Away, sounds like they sang, "Give me the people and free my soul." Give me the beat, boys, and free my soul. I wanna get lost in that rock and roll and drift away. Memory, it's just me, or is harder and harder to find a job. It is harder and harder to find a job. Um, Here in California, all the corporations ate each other, so you probably got fired by somebody. Memory the Fisherman, Sly Buster. Don McLean wrote that song, and it's called American Pie. Oh, yes, you are correct. Timestamp. He's actually saying, "Give me the beat, boys." Yeah. Give me the beat, boys, and free my soul. I want to get lost in your rock and roll and drift away. But, there's a song, I think it was like Silver and Cold or something like that. I will wrap you in silver. I will something in gold. I will lift up your voice as I sing your sins into me. Oh, my beautiful one, your sins into me. Uh-oh, rapturous chorus escapes with laughter and full of prayer and beg for forgiveness. Well, I thought it was Justin's Into Play. Shows you what I know. But I mean, if you think of it, Justin's Into Play. I don't know who the hell Justin was, but, whatever. But I mean, guys, I keep telling people it's Another Day in Paradise, which is from a song, and I keep forgetting who the song's by. It's, oh, look twice. It's another day for you and me in paradise. It's about a homeless woman, because I worked with the homeless. But, like, people say, hey, man, how you doing? I go, well, it's another day in paradise. It's also another day right here, but I mean, it is another day wherever paradise is. Memory, I hate when I hear a song and can't find it anywhere. Yeah, I know. Happens to me all the time. And for those of you that were here the other day, I still have the mark Nimbus gave me. What did you mention? Did you barf up there? Oh my god, Nimbus. Did you barf up there or did Nim barf up there? And now you're eating. Well, you're a cat. I mean, eating barf is kind of a cat thing. Mary, oh goodness, that's a heck of a mark. Not really. I mean, it is several inches long, but it didn't go deep enough to be a continuous line. If you look, um, it's just little dots, so it's not that bad. I I will wrap you in silver. And you're getting it on the busted PC and my watch. Gross, sweetheart. I mean, I doubt I'm going to be able to get this PC running again anyway, but I mean, yeah. Cat barf obviously isn't helping. I know you guys can't see it, but cat barf. Ugh. Well, I got most of it off. See, this is one of my earliest SSDs. I got this on eBay. Um, and like there's a big open space right here. It's in pretty bad shape, but it was actually one of the better running units I used to have. And well, now it's trash. I technically got to naming it, but not christening it. I'm thinking of doing a thing where I christen my PCs from now on, but I don't know. Memory, how you get into security guard work? Well, 2 weeks before I graduated high school, I applied for a company called Burns International, and they had me take the guard card test right then and there. Burns International no longer exists; it's Securitas now. But I just had a friend. She had been out of work for, I think, a year, and lost everything she owned. Really sad case. And it's even worse because she's a smart girl. You know, she's got a master's degree. And she went and she applied for Securitas. They paid to give her a guard card. So I'm just going to have to say that Securitas is probably a pretty safe bet if you want a job, if they're active in your area. And they're a huge company, so they're probably in your area. So, you know, you want to get into security work, Securitas is a solid bet. I mean, do understand? I have two jobs. I'm a security guard at both of them, but at two different companies. And like one company, they just can't stop asking me for more overtime. Like, come in, come in. No, 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 no. Pays like crap, but I mean, you know, that's why I have two jobs. Lovely auto. race. There are some companies that pay for your guard card. Yes, there. As I said, Securitas apparently pays for guard cards. All right, but do understand that it's like I also met somebody who applied for Burns. This was 20 years ago, and they go, well, we're going to charge you $50 for a guard card, and she's like, I want you to give me money, not the other way around. No. Adam. Hylam from Egypt. Where are you from? Los Angeles, California. Lovely auto race. But in California, getting your guard card is like 9,200 plus around 450 for the live finger scan. Dude, I've been a security officer for so freaking long that I wouldn't know. I mean, I've been a security guard since the 90s. But as I say, last year, a friend of mine, she was up in Washington, I believe, and she came back to California and said, can you help me get a job? And I said, the only thing I could think of would be to apply at Securitas. And then she messaged me back the next day, like they paid for my guard card. I start tomorrow. Yes. Memory. Would you recommend security as a job? Uh, a job is a job. I mean, it's like, look, it can be really easy work. It can be really hard work. So long as you have no felonies and you maintain your guard card, you can always go back to security. Okay, but do understand that this is not a job with a lot of room for advancement. All right. So if you need money, normally it's really easy to get a job in security. It's like if you have a guard card, I know a company that you go up there, you have a guard card, they will pretty much give you uniforms the same day. But you know, it's a really miserable company to work for, as most security companies are. Lovely auto race. As long as you have no felonies, you're fine. Yeah. Hamilton, you're doing well. I am fat. Adam, the time is 5 a.m. in Egypt. What about in California? Um, it's 7 o'clock here. 7 p.m. Adam, do you speak Arabic? No, I do not. Hamilton, yes. Okay, well, cool. I mean, guys, I've actually, many years, I tried to get two jobs. And there are many times that I've actually had two jobs, but one of them didn't give me hours, or one of them just sort of, there wasn't a point because I was getting too many hours at the other job. So, yeah, I mean, VM, you like deli meats, Neil? They're okay. Adam, what's your job? I'm a security officer. I obviously am not making a living off YouTube. Yes, Nimbus, that's your butt, and it's in my face. Of all the people I want to stick their butt in my face, Nimbus, you're not one of them. Hmm? Hmm? Here, look, you left some over here. You left some over here. Come on. There you go. Guess who eats together at the Barnaby Deli? Bowser from Shanana and Arthur Fonzarelli, both Jewish. Some people think that Ebenezer Scrooge is. Well, he's not, but guess who is? All three Stooges. Jeff, what is the best drink you ever made? Um, I'm rather partial to an Irish Mud Island or a Russian Rocket. Irish Mud Islands take a lot more planning and are a lot simpler, ironically, a lot simpler. Russian Rockets, I mean, so long as you have a frozen mug and some espresso, you're good. Adam, actually, I want to improve my English to something, but now my level is BL. What can I do to improve my English the way I prefer American accent? Um, Rotund Cal. I can't read that. Richard Leland Neal. Hello. Or Richard Nealand Leal. Hello. Look, I speak what's called Standard American or Heightened Standard American, depending on who you ask. And we don't call them accents; we call them dialects in the speech circles. Ironically, if you want to sound like me, I believe you want to listen to Canadians. But yeah, the best way to speak American English is to watch American media. You want to do things like listen to Jimmy Kimmel and Seth Meyer, Bill Maher. They have very good diction. And it's one of those things is that no matter what accent you speak, if you speak English, they're pretty much understandable. I mean, you will probably note I use a little more of the back of my palate when I speak, but when I'm around rumbling trucks, I actually tend to use a little more of the front of my palate, which raises my voice quite a bit. And that's because it differentiates it from the sound of the truck and makes it easier to hear. Also makes me sound younger. But due to nerve damage, I don't think I actually have a standard speaking voice. I don't have like this is my voice. My voice changes considerably. Ew. How did you get that in my cup? Ah! I mean, I got cat food in my mouth. Ah! Yeah! Yeah! Bad kitty. For that, you get a belly rub. You get a belly rub. You get a belly rub for that. That's what naughty. Naughty kitties get belly rubs. Okay, you can get up now. But yeah, ironically, the English dialect, like the England English dialect, is a manufactured dialect. They at some point they actually said, "Let's sound this way so that we sound cool," and like they ran with that. And the reason we know this apparently is because there are certain sounds that are underpronounced in England English, and that means that they often get missed when they're spelled. VM, you know a lot of Italian Americans where you live? No, I wouldn't say. I know a lot of Mexicans and Armenians. I mean, I believe Kimmel's an Italian, but I don't know the man. Partial Manacker. Where are you from? I am from Los Angeles. Born and raised. BM. Yeah, Kimmel is Italian American from his mom's side. They were from New York. New York. Rotund Calzone. What do you make of the chat in Bitcoin price? I don't follow Bitcoin. Harshamaker. How is life in USA? Is it hard? Yeah. Again, one of my jobs, I work with big trucks, okay? And right now is the January slump, okay? Everybody spent all their money because of the holiday, and now they have no money and there's no freight to move. But understand this much, okay? Where I work, they bring in freight from the port, all right? I don't work at the port. I work at a cross dock. What happens is that the ships get unloaded at the port. The trailers, the containers they unload, come to my facility where they're broken, and the contents are separated to go to various stores. That's why it's a cross dock, not a warehouse. Okay, a warehouse is for storing goods. A cross dock is for sorting goods. Now, it takes something like 6 weeks for freight to come here from China. Okay, so the tariffs really put a major downturn in imports. So we had the weakest Christmas we've had in quite some time, and there's still a lot of consumer distrust in the economy. And when consumers don't trust the economy, they don't spend as much. So if they don't spend as much, stores don't need as much resupply. Now, again, there is a 6-week lag between what happens in the economy and what happens at my facility in general. It's not a hard rule. It's just that the major impact tends to not be felt for 6 weeks. But, I mean, there are truck drivers who are very angry at Mr. Trump there, and there are truck drivers who think he's doing a great job. You know, but it doesn't change the fact that Donald Trump's policy did cause a weak Christmas. Right, my Nimbus Dean? My Nimbusil? My Nimbusness? I should really get some sleep. And I mean, it looks like you guys agree because none of you are talking. I need something more to keep on breathing for. I need something to believe. Hershamaker, why Trump is putting so tariff? Is he dumb? Look, Donald Trump was a businessman and playboy in the 80s, and he did a lot of cocaine. All right. So, I mean, tariffing uninhabited islands seems pretty dumb, but I mean, somebody seems to think it's a good idea. Memory of the Fisherman. I had pepperoni and egg plant calzone. Okay, well, that should be aromatic. I need something more to keep on kitty for. I need someone to believe. 'Cause I am kitty just to breathe. Okay, look, guys, I think we're going to wrap this up at the 40 because there's just not a lot of activity going on. And I'm tired. I mean, I've been awake for 24, 25, 26 hours, maybe. I don't know anymore. I don't know anymore. I mean, if you want me to keep doing this, guys, you got to talk. Harsh maker, but I think the salary of truck drivers is far better than in India. Um, well, the cost of living out here is a lot higher. Prelit, yo, Richie boy. Oh dear God, I can't sleep at 4 a.m. Are you going to start talking about vomit again? VM, Neil, how do you deal with terminally ill clients at the homeless shelter? Um, did they have to be redirected to hospitals? Look, most people that were that ill um, were not going to show up at a homeless shelter. Rotund calzone. Zero is underrated. Yeah. The worst we saw in terms of that were there were people who had chronic illnesses. Okay. I don't think anybody ever came out and said, "Well, I have cancer" or anything like that. But they had things like um, paralyzing diseases. And I mean, it's like you deal with them based on whatever their illness is. I mean, look, understand something here. First off, my mother was a pharmacist, and my father had no filter. So nothing about the human body surprises me anymore. If I saw someone with their guts on the wrong side of their skin, it wouldn't be much of an experience for me. Prelit, maybe talking about vomit will make me sleepy. Mimajim, I support your journey. Can one of my mods remove Mimajim here? VM, would you mind? Naker, America is a rich country. Why don't you have good welfare system like in Nordic countries? Okay, we're a rich country. We're not a smart country. I mean, look, America at one point was the shining city on the hill. And we let our stone get covered in soot. You know, we fell behind. And that's one of those things, they talk about let's make America great again. Well, there are ways that America is still great, but there are also a lot of ways, well, we're not. And we need to step it up. Prelit, I actually liked winter, but summer will be so cool. My little sister will be wearing her cute pink little shorts, and I could watch behind a tree. Ugh, dude, how is it you haven't been arrested? Val Rimk, Canadian all the way. Oh, Canada. My old man was from Canada. Canadians are not that polite. I don't want to be a Canadian idiot. Rotund calzone. Will Greenland be conquered? I don't believe so. Val, Americans aren't that polite either. No, they're not. VM, do you like the name John for your future son? John Leland Neal? No, I do not like the name John. Dry Easter crab, Luna shaped man. Ricky boy, do you believe Article 5 would be honored? No. Herschel Maker, use $38 trillion debt. Do you think America will collapse? It's a possibility. Ricky boy, best way to get Irish friends. Well, generally it's beer. Beer or whiskey. I will say this much. I've never believed in putting green food coloring in your beer. Let's be honest here. It just means that there's less beer. Yeah, I have like one friend that grew up in Ireland. So, really, she has such a soft skin. It's so cute. Ew. Guys, my washing machine died, which led to some very interesting goings on. Like, I hosed my clothes off in the bathroom, let them drip dry, and then threw them in the dryer to finish it off. Herschel, which country you have visited? I have been nowhere outside the United States. And I believe I've only been on an island like twice in my life. Yariki boy, you should do a cooking stream. Why would I do that? I don't know if people would want to see me cook. Seems a bit odd. That and my kitchen is totally thrashed right now. Prelit, imagine if I can't even figure out what that means. Ariki boy, I'm not a crook. I am not a crook. Nixon. Timestamp. Traveling outside of the U.S. will really deepen your spirit towards the U.S. Herschel Maker. There are lots of Gujarati who own motels in U.S. Doesn't surprise me. Sports jazz fan. I'm bored. Can you tell me a joke? American healthcare. Timestamp. Dampen. Dampen. Okay, yes, makes sense. Prelate. What is the age of consent in U.S.? 18 in most states. Ariki boy. Why did Anakin join the dark side? So stupid. Yeah. I mean, yeah. All right, guys. I actually have to go. I'm too tired. I have things to do. So I'm gonna wrap it up here. Anyway, thanks for showing up. I'm Richard.